within 2-3 kilometers of the port, the federal operations units can stop you.
Of the same customs.
Of the same customs. That they want to re-examine the cargo. You have not paid the right. Sometimes they take you to their head office. They tell you they have intelligence report. As much as possible, whatever all the customs officials need to do, they should do it within the ports. That is the spirit of the new executive order. And that has to be carried all through.
Because the reports that the reports that are coming through looks like, well, some folks perhaps are not really too happy with within the service.
Yes.
Agents are perhaps not too comfortable with the executive order because it seemed to come and rock their boat, as it were, in a manner of Nigerian speaking, isn't it?
Exactly.
That's what it looks like.
Exactly.
Because we got some reports from the airports, international airports, during the week of, well, some issues regarding the scanning machines and what happened, and some orders made. Now, from the ports, we're just about 4 weeks into the new executive order, and it looks like complaints are coming to come up.
Of course, naturally, for this kind of very significant change, there will be resistance. Because there are people who are benefiting from the status quo. And some of the strategies is that when they put you under this kind of pressure, they use that to extort money from importers. The same thing happens with vehicles. How will you take a vehicle, you pay your duty, you are traveling to Benin or to Ore, and somebody stops you on the road and says you should be producing the customs papers? Is somebody who is driving a car supposed to be carrying customs papers? So this directive, I think, should go all through. And my appeal to the Secretariat of the Ease of Doing Business is to ensure that all customs people on the roads are removed forthwith. Anything that has to do with customs papers, custom duty, should be restricted to the ports or to the borders. Because it's creating a lot of problems for businesses. It's creating a lot of problems even for the citizens.
What's the position of Nigerian Ports Authority in this entire conversation? They are the landlords at the ports, as it were. But it looks like sometimes between the NPA and the Nigerian Customs, it doesn't seem that things really gel.
Well, you see, the NPA is a landlord. And in terms of enforcement of some of this, they also have some role to play. Recently, the NPA issued directive. You know, the number of agencies examining cargo has been reduced drastically. And NPA, being the landlord, has issued directive that, well, this is the number of agencies that are supposed to examine any cargo. If you are not on this list, you move away from the ports, unless your attention is specifically required. So the NPA also has its...
What's your view on that? They're taking SON, NAFDAC, and NDLE out of the port. And some folks say this could create another bottleneck.
No. It may not necessarily. If there are specific cargo that requires the attention of NAFDAC or SON, I'm sure the attention will be called. But it's not that as a matter of routine, you belong to some of these agencies and you have to be part of the team that will be examining every cargo. And sometimes to get your signature, to get people to append their signature, it's also all sorts of...
So if I'm importing car tires or automobile tires, you don't need NAFDAC or NDLEA?
You don't need them. There are so many people that you don't need. But before now, all of them are involved. You need to get their signature. And to get their signature, all sorts of bottlenecks are put in place.
But again, what if some folks hide hard drugs in car tires, in containers?
Well, this is part of the issues of strengthening institutions. Ideally, you should have apparatus, equipment, such as scanners, quality scanners, to ensure that these things can be detected. And this is an age of technology. You should use technology to deal with all sorts of issues. Why must we at this day and age still be doing physical examination? How many containers can you examine physically? So we need to get our scanners to work. And managing the scanner doesn't necessarily have to be by the customs. We can outsource people who have the competencies to manage the scanner, so that we don't have issues that the scanner has...
Haven't we bought enough scanners? I've been hearing about scanners for the last 2 decades.
They don't work.
Mr. Yusuf, I've heard about scanners.
Yes, they don't work.
They don't work?
They don't work. That is the issue.
How come they don't work?
Well, I don't know.
You don't know?
I don't know. But what I do know is that we have the competencies in this country to make scanners work. So perhaps the government may need to even outsource some of these things. Anything that has this kind of technological requirement, you outsource it to agencies that can manage it.
Do you think we have a human problem here?
It is a human problem.
No, so it's not a scanner's problem?
No, it's not a scanner. It's a human problem. Because even if you have the best expertise within the customs, the structure of the customs is that of a typical bureaucracy. So if there's anything to fix in the scanner, for instance, you have to go through all sorts of approvals from the managing the scanner to the head of department, to the area controller, to Abuja and all of that. By the time you do that, you lost a lot of time. But if this thing had been outsourced to an agency that knows that you're a private sector engineering firm or something, you know that this is your responsibility, there's a contract, that you have to make these scanners work, you will make it work. So that it's just the results from the scanners that you make available to the customs. Just as what is being done now, I think with CAC. Their IT systems are now being outsourced.
In terms of registering.
Yes, so that you don't have a situation that say, okay, the platform has broken down, all sorts of stories happening, so that people can create bottlenecks to benefit from the status quo.
Okay, I guess we just need to leave it there. It's too early on a Monday morning trying to get you worked up as to who's responsible for the scanners not working, whether at the airports or at the seaport. Because in my few years I spent on this job on the street, I've heard about customs installing scanners, and until all the new ones have arrived and what have you. Within 2 days, 3 days, we're back to status quo. Thank you very much for coming. We appreciate that, and keep the public advocacy going. Muda Yusuf, the Director General at the Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry. We'll be back. Market is the right place, and we'll get it back to the first trading day.